Bad boys break all the rules and get girls with ease, while nice guys do absolutely everything to please a partner, only to get ignored, rejected, or permanently stuck in the friend zone. There's nothing more disgusting to a woman than a man who acts too nice, because it comes across as fundamentally insincere and weak. While the nice guy waits and waits for a chance to share her bed, she's actually too busy fantasizing and drooling over the bad boy type. So, if you want to understand this dynamic, you need to know exactly when to stop being nice and what rules to break. This is the absolute key to attraction. Okay, let's get right into it. Starting things off with the nice guy trap. This is the baseline problem. On one hand, you've got the hyper compliant nice guy. You know the type. He waits patiently, aims to please, completely unaware that his target is probably daydreaming about a totally different archetype entirely. On the flip side is the bad boy. He takes action, has literally zero tolerance for games, and unapologetically breaks the rules. Women find that overly accommodating, waiting around behavior massively unappealing and are instead magnetically drawn to the boundary breaking, dominant vibe of the bad boy. Moving right along, establishing self worth. This is all about establishing real value. The whole foundation of this bad boy archetype comes down to extreme self value, zero tolerance for bad behavior and childish games. The nice guys, they'll ignore red flags because, well, they're extremely desperate. But the bad boy won't tolerate behavior that goes against his morals. If you do tolerate it, sure, you might temporarily get the girl, but once that honeymoon period wears off, you'll be stuck with a woman you actually despise. Bad boy don't need someone to babysit them. They handle their own problems without complaining. And that leads us perfectly into putting yourself on a pedestal. It's better to put yourself on a pedestal than to put another human being there. That Disney movies have essentially trained modern men to put women on pedestals and treat them like queens. But think about it. Women already have an abundance of attention and affection thrown at them from dozens, maybe hundreds of guys in every direction. Simping for her doesn't make you special. Leave that to everyone else. You have to value yourself above anyone else. It might sound self absorbed, but it's actually that display of high self confidence that genuinely triggers attraction. How does this intense sense of self worth actually translate into real world behavior? I mean, why is waiting for permission seen as such a failing strategy here? That brings us to unapologetic action, or simply put, taking what you want. Bad boys absolutely shatter the rules of compliance. The best men simply take what they want out of life, be it money, power, respect, or romance, without begging for it. Instead of acting like an NPC with zero personality just because you're terrified of losing a girl, a real man unapologetically owns his authentic self. You never apologize for who you are. This is absolutely not an excuse to mindlessly scroll TikTok or be lazy. There is a massive difference between having authentic, unique traits and just being addicted to screens like everyone else. Bad boys live with a contagious, burning passion, which makes them highly desirable. Okay. What does not asking for permission actually mean? It's not about forcing anyone or doing anything illegal, like, please don't go rob a bank. However, constantly asking for consent and permission for every little thing, instead, a bad boy simply reads the room, he goes for what he wants, and if it's not an option, he has the dominance to just walk away and find it somewhere else. Rather than begging like a beta male, it's this energy of absolute outcome independence that is wildly attractive. But what happens when taking action requires stepping into the unknown? Why exactly does playing it safe is the ultimate enemy of attraction? Note that a staggering 95% of men play it safe. Why? Because they've been conditioned since childhood to avoid risk. The bad boy, however, he rolls the dice. Because he does, offers an escape from a boring, mundane, everyday reality. He's the guy providing that adventure and adrenaline rush women actually crave, finally. Because he doesn't play by the rules, he's alluringly hard to pin down. In a world full of highly predictable men, a guy who doesn't freely give away his time becomes incredibly captivating. Act first and ask questions later. A man who is afraid of losing isn't just a coward, he's deeply boring. Bad boys act first. Sure, it might be reckless, but it's backed by a profound faith in their own ability to recover. If things go south, this fearless, unapologetic approach to life is undeniably impressive and attractive. When we look at these two lifestyles side by side, the 95% of men who play it safe end up stuck in the rat race for decades. They'd apparently rather live and die miserable in a job they hate than take a real risk. This wasted potential as a massive turnoff. In stark contrast, the bad boy is always looking for new ways to push boundaries. He lives life on the edge, transforming existence from a totally predictable grind into an unpredictable, thrilling adventure. And that brings us to our final part, the bad boy energy. Let's synthesize all these rules. So, if there's one crucial point to take away from all this, it's that attraction cannot be negotiated through compliance. Being overly nice, waiting your turn, and bending over backwards to please someone else just comes across as insincere and weak. True attraction is generated by displaying dominance, unflinching authenticity, and absolute self assurance. It's all about being a complete self reliant individual who pursues his own passions and values himself above all else.